Can I like clap? Like... Hi everyone, Crafty Crime here, and welcome to my kitchen. Now you may be wondering, Cece, what are we doing in the kitchen? All in good time, my friend. So I still have COVID.
Oh.
I mean, not really, like I feel fine, but I still have a really bad cough, and we all know that coughing in public is illegal now. So I figured instead of getting dirty looks at the grocery store, I would find a way to entertain myself here. And as I was rummaging through my cabinets, I discovered a single box of Devil's Food Cake mix. Now, I know I'm behind on the trends, because I do not have TikTok. I mean, I do have TikTok, but like I don't really know how to use it. It's kind of a long story. But what I have seen are these tiny little lunchbox cakes, which are just the cutest things I've ever seen. Now I'm single, I live alone, I have no friends that even live in the city I currently live in. So am I going to bake like 3 miniature cakes all for myself? Yes. Now let me start with a quick background of my baking career, if you will. So the year is October 2020. My ex-boyfriend tells me that he is going to bake a cake from scratch for my birthday. I am extremely excited about this prospect. So on my birthday, he shows up to my door with our 2 close friends, and what does he have in his hands? But a Publix cake. Now you Floridians and other people that now have Publixes know, Publix cakes are nothing to sneeze at. They are delicious, I will concede, but it wasn't homemade, and he said it would be. So what I decided to do, because I'm extremely petty, was for his birthday, I baked him a 5-layer cake from scratch. The cake was from scratch, the frosting was from scratch, I even made the cake topper. And then, to even one-up that, I baked cakes for our 2 mutual friends who were there that day for their birthdays. So you know, I consider myself something of an expert baker now, because spite is the best motivator. I would know that because I was enrolled in a PhD program. So while I am stuck in my apartment, and it's not like I leave it anyways, so I don't know why I suddenly feel the urge like I'm stuck, I figured that I would bake some little lunchbox cakes and take you guys along with me. However, they're probably not going to be very good because I can only work with what I currently have in the apartment. So let's take inventory of that now. As aforementioned, we have 1 box of Devil's Food Cake. I have 3 colors of icing. I have brown, I have green, and I have copper. I have these 3 candles that are shaped like plants. I have half a bag of Trader Joe's semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I have a variety of icing tips. I also have an offset spatula because I am a professional, and then stuff for the frosting, you know, butter, powdered sugar, big old thing of vanilla. I'll put the buttercream recipe that I like to use in the description below. And then I don't really own like a long rectangular cake pan like I've seen people make for these, or use to make these. But then I also have a casserole pan, so I'm wondering if this might actually be the play. I guess you'll see in a second, because let's try to make an aesthetic baking montage. All right, please excuse the very scuffed microphone setup. Yes, it's on the box that it came in. But these are my 2 little cakes. They took way longer than I thought they would. Here I have my massive bowl of just vanilla frosting. I left it in the fridge for too long, but I don't really feel like waiting because frosting is so fickle. Like, it's too runny, and then you put it back in the fridge, and then it's too solid, and you know, whatever. Oh yeah, this is way too not runny. Oh no. And yes, I did wash my hands before I did this, okay, you freaks. I will say with this process though, if you do ever end up like getting a lunchbox cake from one of your friends, if you are not okay with the fact that their hands have probably been all over it, I've got news for you, buddy. I had them like nicely lined up from my terrible carving job, and yep, that definitely was not how I had it. There. Okay, I'm just gonna let that marinate for a bit. Oh my god, I did it again. We might need to engage in some more carving. Also, this is so much cake for one person. Like, it looks small on camera. I mean, maybe it doesn't. But this is like pretty close to the size of my head. So I still haven't thought about how I'm going to decorate these cakes yet. Most people put like happy birthday, and I'm just like, what is there to celebrate right now? You know, I really should have done the top last. Oh yeah, that's a crumb coat. She's getting crummy. See, and now the frosting is too runny. It's like, where is the in-between? So I think that's good for a crumb coat. I'm going to pop these in the freezer and let's start mixing up some colors. I don't know, I'm kind of just gonna wing it. Oh my god, there's so many cake crumbs in this. Okay, I think that should be good. I saw people doing this with normal food coloring, which I also don't own, but like, is that safe? Oh yeah, that's good. That looks like a Lucky Charms marshmallow. Okay, I think I'm gonna do copper in this big bowl. Don't even quite know what that looks like. Oh my god, it's like pink. What? Okay, wait, that's actually so cute. This is going to be brown. You know, whenever you start baking, you're like, wow, this is gonna be so much fun. And then when you're almost at the end of baking, you're like, I hate this. This isn't really getting any browner, so we're just gonna leave it at that. So these are the colors that we are working with. I guess first I will go for the Cosmo and Wanda Ain't Slick vibe and do one of these entirely pink and one of them entirely green. I might need to treat this as like a second crumb coat because it's not looking too hot. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll just call it a second crumb coat. Ooh, she's like minty. All right, I think these should go back in the freezer again. So it was at this point that I looked at the footage and I realized that it kind of looked awful and I was rambling way too much trying to fill the void of a lonely existence. So I decided to do this next part as a voiceover. So look, here I am adding another layer of frosting to the cakes. They still look pretty bad and a lot of the chocolate cake is still showing through, but you know, it's fine. Beauty is within. And here I am making makeshift piping bags because I don't actually own any. So I take a Ziploc bag and put the icing tip I want to use in the corner inside the bag and snip a little hole for it and secure it with packing tape. And you know, it's not the best, but it works. So I fill those with my leftover pink and green frosting, which wasn't much at that point, and I start piping with frosting that is way too runny. But even then, you know, everything just looks better with piping. And here's what the pink one is looking like, and oh wow, some live piping action. Yeah, this is absolutely riveting stuff. And for the green one, I'm using the extra thick tip, and yeah, this one was even runnier, so it's basically just amorphous blobs, but we go along with it. I don't have any like circular icing tips, so for the white and the brown, I'm just snipping a hole in the corner of the bag and not using a tip. Anyways, I realized that my half birthday was this month, so for the pink cake, I tried to write happy, and then I started way too far over and I could only fit half, so you know, I just went with it. And then the 22.5 didn't actually turn out half bad, so I was proud of that. And for the green cake, what could I celebrate besides what got me stuck in my apartment making this video in the first place? So I decided to write COVID, and I learned from my mistake this time. Wow, imagine that. And I started further to the left and there were some hiccups, but you know, I powered through. I was then like, how do I fill all of this blank space? And what better than a heart? But Yeah, let's not talk about that. So then I went in with some chocolate chips for, you know, a cute little accent moment. So I went all the way around the border of the half birthday cake, and then I went in with some brown, and I don't know, I think I was just going for like dots, but they kind of looked like little turds. And then for the COVID cake, I outlined the heart with chocolate chips and then tried to add depth to the heart with the brown, and yeah, somehow made it even worse, but anyways, here are the decorated cakes. These are my lunchbox cakes. I particularly like HAP 22.5. You know, I feel like it just really embodies the essence of what a lunchbox cake should be. The COVID one, you know, it's trying its best. It's a representation of the fact that I made these with only what I had in my apartment, which doesn't excuse how terrible they look given what I said at the beginning of this video. So, you know, I consider myself something of an expert baker now. But you know, it's all about the spirit and the taste. No one cares what a cake looks like if it doesn't actually taste good. I'm not going to use a knife because I don't think this is deserving of that mercy. I'm just gonna go into the COVID one. It cuts through fairly easily. All right, ready, professional. Cheers. I mean, it tastes pretty good. So the cake is kind of dry. Like a devil's food cake is supposed to be pretty moist. Was this worth about 5 hours of my day? No. Did I enjoy myself? Also not really. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.